What is up, guys? John here again. So today I just want to start off by saying thank you for all the subscribers so far. I know it's a small milestone, but for me I hit 1,000 subscribers, so thank you again for that. You know, the love, support, and following along. So thanks again for that. And I want this channel to kind of be something a little bit interactive. So if there's something you guys want to see me try to install or try out on my truck, within reason, as long as it's not too crazy as far as monetary, expensive product, let me know and I'll try to see if I can get it on here and test it out for you guys, or maybe install it. So let me know on that stuff. Another thing too, just to touch quickly, I know some of you guys have been following along for a little while. You probably noticed there hasn't been much Viper content lately. I pretty much did most of the bolt-on stuff that I wanted to do that car for now. If you guys check back in the history, there's a lot of modifications that I did to the Viper. Basically changed every bushing, suspension, a whole lot of stuff, exhausts. Pretty much most of the stuff you would want to do to the car before actually maybe opening up the engine, throwing a cam in there or something along those lines. So check that stuff out. But as far as that car is concerned, I'm kind of done with it for now, at least for the most part. I am kind of debating whether I should continue with that car or maybe pick up a new project. I don't have a ton of space, but let me know what you guys think. I've kind of tossed around the idea between selling the Viper and maybe getting a C7 Corvette, the new Z06, or current Z06 I should say. I know a lot of my friends that are in the Viper community don't want me to do that, but it's kind of something that I've wanted to do. I mean, the Viper is a cool car, a fun car, and a rare car, but it's not very practical whatsoever, whereas the C7, the Z06, I could at least daily drive that if I wanted to, and maybe use it a little bit more, and I could probably have a bit more fun with it on the track and stuff, because not to discredit any Corvette guys, but I can find parts for a Corvette a lot easier than I can find one for an older Viper. So that's one of my thoughts. But without further ado, this video here is going to be about the new wheels that I'm putting on the Dodge Ram. So if that's what you came here for, let's get to it. I'm just driving to the car wash right now to rinse off the truck, because it's been raining here lately the last few days. So I'm gonna wash everything up and show you what we got on the truck. Alright, so these are the wheels, guys. I'm sure you can tell by now. They are HELLCAT wheels. They're in 24-inch. So just to talk a little bit more about them, the specs are 24 inches, and they're by 10, so 24 by 10. And the tire on it is a 305 series tire. So it's actually a 35-24 series. So it's 35 profile, but they're 305 wide. They don't require any spacers, which is nice, even in the front. They're really nice offset. They're actually a plus 18 offset, so you can see it sits flush with the body now, maybe even, no, it's pretty well flush, but just by stock standards, a little bit different, but there's no rubbing in the front. You don't need any spacers or anything like that. On full lock, I have no issues. I might go with a 295 tire next time, just to get a bit better gas mileage, because I don't really need all this meat, but they're still pretty good for now. And the color, I actually think, offsets the silver really well, because the silver is kind of a boring color, and the bronze definitely offsets that and kind of pops it a little bit more, makes it have a little bit better look. I'm not sure how I feel about the tire stickers, but let me know what you guys think. But yeah, this bronze is awesome. So in direct sunlight, or even a little bit of sunlight that we got today, they actually are pretty bright, and then when there's dim light, they go pretty dark too. So really nice color. I'm really happy with how it turned out. Some people were saying about maybe dropping the truck, lowering it, but I don't want to take away from the functionality of the truck. I don't think it looks bad right now, just with this size and this ride height. I think it looks pretty good, but at least right now I can still use my truck as a truck, and I don't have to worry about towing or any of that stuff. I can still fully use my truck, and it rides nice, and yeah, it's pretty good. Okay, so let me know what you guys think of those wheels. Part of the reason why I went with that style wheel, like a big wheel, is when I had the black 20-inch sport wheels on there. With the silver color, like I mentioned before, the silver kind of being a bit of a boring or bland color. I don't mean to offend anybody if you have a silver truck or you enjoy silver, but it is a bit of a boring color. So with the black wheels on there, the black sport wheels, it looked good, don't get me wrong, but there wasn't really much to look at. I mean, everything matched, everything looked good, but it didn't really stand out, I would say. So I still have those 20-inch black sport wheels. If anybody's interested in buying them, I still have them. They have pretty much brand new tires on them, Falcon tires, not those crappy Goodyear tires, but I still have those. But these wheels I think look a lot better. I went with the 24s. I was debating between doing the 22-inch Hellcats or the 24s. I went with the 24s just because the stock wheels are 20. I've seen 22s on the truck. It doesn't really look that much different, so I really wanted to stand out, so that's why I went with the 24-inch. So I know it's a bigger wheel, probably less gas mileage, maybe a little bit heavier, but to be honest, when I was picking up the two, I didn't actually weigh them. I want to weigh them next, but when I was picking them up, putting them on the truck and off, they don't really feel too much different as far as weight, surprisingly. So I know everyone would probably assume that they would be a lot heavier, but they don't really feel too much different. The only thing I think that would be hurting gas mileage is the width. So having those big tires, you know, more wind resistance because they're sticking out off the truck a little bit with the offset. And also, like I said, just the wind resistance of having that fat tire trying to cut through the wind, and obviously the friction on the road of the bigger tires. So those are the factors. This truck, I'm not going to lift it or anything. It's actually a two-wheel drive truck, so I'm not going to lift it and be one of those guys. And another reason is I actually had, I'll show you a picture right now. So this was my 2009 Dodge Ram 1500 Hemi. It was 4x4, and I lifted it. And I put a rough country 6-inch lift on it all the way around. And then I also put, I had Bilstein struts, the 5100 struts in the front. They were set to 2.1, so that basically gives you another 2 inches. So I had over 8 inches of lift in the front, and then I put 2.5-inch spacers in the rear. So I had basically an 8-inch lift on this truck. I could have easily put 37s on it. I put 35s on it just because I wanted to be a little bit more, you know, maybe fuel conscious or whatnot. But basically, I lifted that truck and I sold that truck probably a month and a half after I did all that stuff to it. I absolutely hated it. I know most people like lifted trucks, but that thing had the 5-speed in it. It was shifting, hunting for gears constantly. The gas mileage was absolutely horrendous. Basically, take your gas mileage and cut it in half. I'd be going down the freeway on a flat and some wind, you know, it'd be high winds and the thing would start downshifting and screaming just to maintain speed. So it was a pain in the ass. I sold the truck. I still did all right financially on the truck when I sold it, so I'm not mad, but I don't think I would lift a truck unless it's diesel, just to have that torqued so that it doesn't sit there and hunt the gears, you don't lose fuel mileage. Because I don't think on a diesel truck it really does too much as far as the load and stuff like that with the tires and the wind resistance and all that stuff. So that's why I went with these tires and this wheel setup on this truck, because I'm going to try to make it a little bit different. But with that being said, let me know what else you guys want to see done to this truck. I kind of want to, I know with the Hellcat wheels and not, you know, lifting it and doing all that stuff and it being a two-wheel drive, I may, don't quote me on this, but I may put a supercharger on it down the road and try to go towards the SRT side of things. I know SRT obviously doesn't make a Ram, but I'm kind of trying to design my own, maybe, where I got the Hellcat wheels, put a supercharger on it, it's making 650 horsepower. I think that'd be pretty cool, because the Hellcat car, the Charger and the Challenger, they almost weigh the same amount as this truck, surprisingly. They weigh like 4,500 pounds or something crazy. I think this truck is just over 5,000 pounds, so not a huge weight difference, but I don't know, I was kind of thinking that idea and playing with that. But let me know what you guys think. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for the next videos, and let me know what kind of content you guys want to see, whether it's more of me talking about trucks, cars, and other things and stuff like that, or if you want me just to stick to the, you know, how to change this, how to change that, and the do-it-yourself videos. But let me know. We'll see you on the next video. Take care.